Chapter 2 The Devic Kingdom. While out for a walk one hot sunny afternoon, Willow stopped to sit in the shade of a magnolia tree in full bloom, with its large, soft, purple-pink flowers. She couldn't help stare at the tree as she admired its beauty. "You are the most beautiful tree I have ever seen," she told the magnolia. "Beauty of the soul," came the reply. She shook her head in amazement. The tree had spoken to her with great clarity, which she had not experienced in the past. Willow had always known that in her own way she could speak with animals, but she had never thought of being able to speak so clearly with trees. Along with hearing the voice that came from the tree, she had seen a vision of what the tree had said in the form of printed words. Willow smiled and giggled with her newfound ability. The tree's words were extremely wise. She moved to sit across from the tree so she could see it fully while thinking of the tree's words, beauty of the soul. Yes, the tree was correct. Soul beauty is truly more valuable than outward physical beauty. She vowed to remember these words always in everything she did. The sun was setting, and it was time for Willow to leave the forest to return home. As she stood up, there in front of her was a small but extremely powerful beam of light. She shielded her eyes from the brightness in order to take a closer look at what was before her. It was a tiny and dainty being of light. The Devic Kingdom had made themselves known to her. The little being of light resembled the pictures of the beautiful fairies that she had seen in storybooks as a young child. This being was one of the little nature people, an enchanted little light being, often referred to as a deva. The deva began speaking to Willow, telling her that she was one of many devas who are caretakers of the forest. The deva explained that they knew Willow had a great love for nature, and because of her wish to be able to give healing when required, the devas had come to help make her dream come true. The deva began to explain to Willow that everything that lives in nature, whether it is a tree, flower, or a rock, has its own deva, its own tiny being of great light that looks after it. Devas provide protection and nourishment. The deva suggested that Willow continue her walk home, and once there that she would rest for the night. The deva told Willow that this would be a very special night, a night she would always remember, and a night that would change her life forever. The deva explained that while she relaxed, the Devic Kingdom would be performing a very special and ancient ritual. This ritual would be for Willow, and it would give her the ability and knowledge to satisfy her strong desire to give healing to her nature friends. The devas would be gifting her with special healing energies that would become part of her physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual self. A ritual that would further open Willow's non-physical energy centers called chakras. The chakra centers would soon be vibrating at a much faster rate and at a higher frequency than before. The colors related to each of Willow's 7 main chakra centers, purple, indigo, pale blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, would become much more vibrant. This opening would allow the universal life force healing energies of love and wisdom to surge through her entire being. With these stronger energies, Willow would be able to offer intense healing to others and herself. Willow accepted the offer with grace. She crossed the meadow for home in nightfall. Dragonflies flitted back and forth through the long silver shafts of moonbeams pouring down from the glowing moon. She was anxious to get home to receive the gifts she had been promised by the devas. But first, she must stop and admire this large silver light in the sky above. Willow had always been intrigued by the moon and felt a great bond with it. Later that night, as Willow lay her head on her soft fluffy pillow in the center of the forest, the devas danced gleefully in a circle of celebration, preparing for the special ritual. Willow was feeling very peaceful as she began to receive the very beautiful and powerful energies she had been promised. As the energies flowed from the highest and purest universal life source, Willow drifted and floated while experiencing indescribable sensations. Visions of exquisite colors engulfed her, colors she had never seen. Then, in the distance, she watched as a rose-colored mist swirled gently and rhythmically. Through the mist came the sound of lightly jingling bells. Out of the mist pranced a majestic white horse, with long purple ribbons flowing from her silvery white mane. Her tail rippled like silk in a gentle breeze as she cantered directly to Willow. The horse began to neigh and whinny as Willow watched and then felt the energy of thousands of tiny golden stars tumbling down to cover her. The horse was bringing Willow's attention to this lovely heavenly event. Willow knew that the Devas had sent this gorgeous creature to give her what she required to heal the animals. The feeling was unlike anything she had ever experienced. Willow felt she had been blessed with a warm fountain of love and peace. This wonderful animal had a very important message for her. She was giving Willow a message of love, healing, and forgiveness of self and for all. It was then that she realized that she was able to receive the horse's thoughts and understood the offering she brought to her. Willow knew that the golden stars were significant and that they were filled with great healing powers. The horse bowed to Willow 3 times, spun around, and with a flick of her tail, began to slowly and smoothly trot away. She moved as though she had wings, and Willow saw that the horse's hooves had not once touched the ground. There, hanging in midair, was a golden star in place of each footstep. She knew that all of this was important for her to remember. Willow had received the message, and the horse was gone.